A very warm welcome to each and every investor gathered here today. We have with us our CEO and founder, Dr. Mohit Batra, and our CIO, Mr. Sunil Damania, in today's episode of Power Series. Drop in your questions or any doubts you have on Markets Mojo and the current market situation in the chat box, and our panelists would answer them. Over to you, Mr. Mohit.
Thanks a lot, Jason. A very good evening to all of you. It's been a great week for us. If I were to kind of draw back in the last 1 week, we have recovered from almost every position of ours. If you were to visit Mojo stocks and see the performance of the stocks that we've given, it's exemplary. I can tell you that around a week back, when we had a situation where the market was correcting, a lot of you guys came back to us and said that, is this specific to Markets Mojo? Is this specific to Mojo stocks? And we said that, guys, this is a market situation. This has to be like this. Be patient, listen to us, follow our advice, and continue the way that we've been guiding you. I must tell you that whether the participation in the market, whether the FIs are exiting, whether the FIs are participating, the volumes that are happening because of the retail participation in this country and will happen in the next 3-4 years. If you today have to ask a very relevant question, which should be what is going to happen in the next 3-4 years, I think the retail volumes in this country will pick up so drastically over the next couple of years that they will make a lot of difference in terms of where the market goes. And that is today the biggest opportunity that lies in front of us. Now, when you talk about retail volumes, it is typically the volumes that you give, the volumes that I give. We are retail, and the retail participation in this country is growing. I was speaking to one of the prominent CEOs, and it's a listed company. I can't disclose this, but it's a listed broking company. We are adding close to 20 lakh odd Demat accounts on a monthly basis. Now, if you look at this, and let's discount the number. Let's discount the number because, a lot of these guys open the account, they don't transact, but let's discount the number. And let's discount the number to even say 50%. So even if you look at 10 lakh new retail investors coming into the market on a month-on-month basis, 5 lakhs, right? The volume spurt that this country is going to see in the next 3 to 5 years is going to be absolutely astounding. I can tell you with firm belief that the stage that we are in today, where we were 3-4% of the total savings of this country going into equity market, today in the next 3 to 5 years, I feel that stage can be a 5 to 6%. When that stage goes to a 5 to 6%, you will say, Mohit, so what is the big difference, right? But when the retail volumes double up or become 2.5 times or become 3 times, you will see the main difference that comes to the markets per se. And according to me, that is the biggest hope that this market has. And that is the biggest opportunity that we have to play in. Now, when we have to play in these opportunities, we have to not just be stock specific. We have to be advice specific. The reason that I always keep telling you that we have to be advice specific is because stock specific approach we already have on Markets Mojo. Model portfolio we already have on Markets Mojo. The only 2 things that I've always advised you to do is, 1, to have the discipline to listen to what we are saying, and 2, to have the patience with which we tell you to be in the markets. There are a lot of investors who write into us on a day-to-day basis. Specifically, I get a lot of mails on a day-to-day basis. I opened my portfolio on 1st of August, on 5th of August, on 10th of August. My portfolio is down, my portfolio is up 2 months back. All of these investors, I am today telling you that if you're looking at your portfolio on a 1 month, 2 month, 3 month return kind of a basis, please do not be in the markets. If you are looking at your wealth creation journey, where you are talking about the next 5 to 10 years, where you're looking at 10x kind of returns, where you're looking at 5x, 15x kind of returns, you be with us. If any of you guys are looking at what can I do in the next 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, this is not the site. With the same definition that we've always approached things, that we will be transparent, we'll be in front of you. But having said that, this is a fundamental website. This is a fundamental analysis website, which sooner or later, as we always say, sooner or later has to go right. There is no reason why when we go towards fundamental analysis, you cannot go right. Technically, you may go right in a month. Technically, you may go wrong in a month. That is all fine. But on a longer term basis, we will not. With that, I will tell Sunil to put up that slide, the next slide. I want to do the price on Markets Mojo today. And I'm saying this as the promoter of the company. The price on Markets Mojo today, what is available, is actually the price that should be there for a month that we are charging you for a year. I'm not joking. I'm saying that if today you are going and getting an average price of 9,000 rupees, for a year, that price actually should be a monthly price in this company. And it may not be a monthly price starting maybe tomorrow, but starting tomorrow or starting very soon, it will be 3 times as you see on the site, or maybe 2 times as you see on the site, depending on how the launch of the technical product, HNI product coming in, mutual fund model portfolios coming in will happen. You still have a chance. We're closing this offer now down finally. I do not expect any of you guys to come to me or Sunil on Monday or Tuesday and say that, please give us the old link, because this is not going to happen. Your price of 2 years at 19,999 is still valid. Your price of 5 years with a 6 month free, 5 years with a 6 month free at 49 odd thousand, which is, on an average 9,000 again. 9,000 rupees for a year. I mean, I'm telling you, 9,000 rupees is something that when you create a model portfolio with us, you will realize how that fast that gets recovered. All our 10-year plus members have told us that 10-year fees that we paid you has been recovered in a month's time. So with this objective, I'm telling Jason to put in those 2 links. Also, in FinHub, we launched with a 100-day free pricing offer to you, which will go off now. Independence Day is long back over. The prices on the site will increase drastically. You can see it on this particular slide. The number that you see on this slide is the minimum. The pricing on this site, we want to be exclusive. We are a performance-driven site. We will make sure that the prices on the site not just increase by 20%, 30%, but the prices, I'm sorry to say that they go as high as double within this particular year. You're getting this benefit today. All you people, thousands of people on the site today, should not come back to us from next week onwards and say that you guys didn't warn us, you guys increased the price, because we have a habit of warning you well in advance that we will increase the prices. We are going to increase the prices. These are the minimums that you see, and you still have the benefit of taking it 5x, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Some people have taken it 40 years. You want to do that, you can do that, but these prices will increase. Jason, can you please put up the link for the 2-year pricing, which is ending now, 5-year pricing of Markets Mojo, and also the infinite pricing, which you can multiply many times. With that, I will open the floor for Q&A. The only warning I'll give you, a lot of you guys go to the site and try and find out these prices. These prices are only available through the links that Jason puts up out here. So if you want these special pricing, lock yourself in during the webinar, immediately after the webinar, but do it through the links that the links that are provided on Zoom. Do not go to the site and do it, because a lot of people come back to us. I get at least 50 queries on a day where people say that, you know what, you were saying this on webinar, but I went to the site and I clicked here and I got this pricing. These pricing are not available on the website. These pricings are only available on this Zoom link. So Jason, please put up these prices and let's then start the Q&A.
Okay. I'll pick the first question by Mr. Kalpesh. He said that as you said, retail participation is basically because of, participation is basically because of lockdown, and many people were free, and they're also having additional capital also. But the same situation is now changing. What's your views on this?
No, I don't think so. That is the reason. I don't think so. Lockdown is the reason. I think purely speaking, at certain point in time, when your interest rates are coming down, when you know that your money out idly, which is sitting at 3.5%, 4% in fixed deposits versus inflation at around 5.5%, it is a negative interest that you're paying out there. In the US, we talk about a zero inflation rate, zero interest rate scenario. In India, on a adjusted level, I would say that we are sitting at a negative interest rate scenario. So whether you call it last 1.5, 2 years, this participation will come. आज तो 10 लाख अकाउंट खुल रहे हैं, 20 लाख अकाउंट खुल रहे हैं. These will be double. These will be double. It's not a case scenario of people sitting at home and trying to do trading and trying to earn extra money. I don't think so. That's a big misnomer. I think why are people sitting and think? Because they're today thinking about their money. When they look at the earnings that their money is giving them, they're realizing the money that is coming to them is hardly anything, because your inflations are up, your interest rates are coming down. You have no option. Sooner or later, you will realize that there is no option but to invest in higher yield opportunities. There are various higher yield opportunities. And if you invest in high yield opportunities, that's where you're going to survive. Because I have told you repeatedly that your income from wherever you start to wherever you end is going to grow at around 8 to 10% if you are one of the best guys in the industry, in your job. Your investments could grow at 15%. Your investments will grow faster than your income growth, right? Sooner or later, you'll realize that. So I don't think so. This is a scenario of purely because of, a situation where people are sitting home, nothing good to do, that they're investing out there. I think the play is much bigger, which if you are foresighted, if you are people who can think and can vision longer, you will see that this is a much bigger game that is happening than that.
Okay. Yeah. So we've received one question by Mr. Anil. He says that I'm having quite a bit of exposure on mutual funds. It's giving me around 30 to 20% return in the last 3 years. I've uploaded these funds into MarketsMojo in a portfolio and see that there is a sell on few of these funds. Is there a way I can switch the sell call into a better mutual fund?
Yeah, you can do that. You can go, if you know the categories out there, Anil, you can go to the mutual fund categories. We've defined the top funds out there. The mutual fund ratings of MarketsMojo are the same way that the IP of MarketsMojo is on the individual stock side. They are very well calibrated, much better than various rating agencies in the country today, because we have the strength of trying to understand how the underlying of the mutual fund is working, which is at a stock level. So the way to switch this, we will come out with a wealth optimizer where you will be able to switch this. But currently, if you have these funds, just go, and there is on the mutual fund homepage itself on MarketsMojo, there are different categories. Just go. There are no strong buy, hold, sell, strong sell categories. There are only 3 categories there, which is buy, hold, and sell. In mutual fund, we only have buy, hold, and sell. Always remain in the buy category out there. Always invest out there. And that is how you can switch from your current funds to the buy rated funds out there.
Moving forward, question by Sudeep. What are the points of yesterday's Fed's meeting on tapering? Please share your views, and what effect do you think it would have on the share market in the coming week and month?
I think it's going to happen today. I think Mr. Jerome Powell is going to address give his view today 10 in the morning of US time. So we need to wait and watch what that happens. But I did one very detailed presentation, and I did mention that $120 billion that Fed is having, they will start winding it down. I don't think they will do it in the month of in 2021. And before just coming for this webinar, I was reading one article which says that there is a little slowdown in the US in terms of the retail spending. Now, with this kind of a data points coming in, I'm not very sure Fed would go ahead and start winding down in 2021. So I think it's little, we need to wait and watch. I think if at all winding down happens, it will happen to 2022, number one. Number two, it's also not only the winding down, but it's also the quantum of winding down. Is it $15 billion US dollar every month, or is it 30 billion US billion dollar? And if you keep reading various reports floating around in the international media, the numbers vary from 15 to 30 billion. My sense is that Fed will not go beyond 10 billion US dollar if at all they start doing winding down. So yes, we had an impact in May 2013 when there was a news about taper tantrum. I think market has become mature because see, remember that time Ben Bernanke suddenly made an announcement of a taper, which was not, and no one was expecting. Now the whole world is expecting that taper tantrum is going to happen. When it's going to happen, no one knows. Quantum, no one knows. So I think in a way, the market is not expecting any kind of a surprise element that's going to come in. So I don't expect much, but of course we'll come to know more in next couple of hours when Jerome Powell addressed the Jackson Hole. He basically addresses and it's going to get live telecast. Each and every media will get to know. But I don't think it's one has to really panic as such. That's what my understanding is.
Okay, another question by Mr. Joshi is that why are these FIIs exiting and what's the cause of concern over here?
Yeah, I think FIIs by nature, if you look at their investment pattern, we need to understand what kind of, so within FII, there are different sets of FII. Am I right? There are only long only, there are arbitrage FII, and there are something called ETF FII. Okay. So there are various kind of, the way in India, we have different kind of investors, right? Long-term, short-term, speculative, so on and so forth. The same way FI also have. Now, a lot of money that comes in India through FI route is an ETF fund. Okay. Now, the people, those who invest in this ETF, sometimes they want to take the money out. And one of the reasons could be there is some amount of uncertainty about what's going to happen with taper tantrum. And those investors could be you and me, like retail investors. They want to take, they call for the redemption. And when they call for the redemption, the fund manager has no choice but to go out in the respective market and start selling in the market. Isn't it? Suppose if today you have invested in the Indian equity market, whether the fund manager wants to get out or not, irrespective of his view on the market, he will be forced to sell out in the market. Why? Because there's redemption pressure. So because he needs to create a liquidity to meet your demand, am I right? Something similar also happens in the international market also. Today, some of the investors seems to want to lock in the profit, want to have this kind of a uncertainty about the taper tantrum. They must be booking profits. The same investor, next week you will see, start putting money. So that's how it works. So FI always have a period of money coming in and period of weeks or month where they would like to take it out. It's a very simple, and that is called ETF money. So it's not long only money that is going out of the Indian equity market. It is the ETF money that is going out of the market.
Okay, moving forward, a question by Mr. Javed Ahmed. He said that I have my personal portfolio which gave me 20 plus return in 1 year. Please advise me. Shall I switch my portfolio to a model portfolio and remain invested in that instead?
Yes, you should. 20 plus returns in the markets that we are in, you highly underperformed the index. If I were to look at the numbers of the 1 year from the date that we are sitting on today, I think the return should have been closer to 100%. So I would say that a 20% return is underperformance, and hence you should shift to a model portfolio. Guys, my request to all of you who are taking a stocks approach is to always have a model portfolio, and then if you want to take a stocks approach, that should be the second approach. So answer to your question is absolutely yes.
Okay, going forward, I've picked a similar question before. This is by Mr. Narendranath in the YouTube chat. I find your interactions really educative. I hope this continues even after the offers are over currently.
Sir, these interactions will continue always because our sole objective in life is to be in front of our customers. That is the endeavor that Markets Mojo started around 6 years back, and that is something that we'll continue doing. You are today talking to one organization, and that is the only organization in the whole country today where the promoter and the CIO comes out 1, 2, or 3 times a day to talk to the investors. That is a lot of people have their different USPs, as you call it. Our only USP, which is unique selling proposition, is that we will be in front of the customers. The only reason I say that is because retail in this country, retail people, investors like you and me in this country have lost a lot of money. And Markets Mojo started with the same objective, that how do we make sure that retail investors make money? We are not going to dance on the FI institutional money. We are going to make sure that we make money from these markets. And with the same objective, we don't put any secondary person on this call, on the webinar, which we easily can. But we personally come on this call to make sure that we continue on the education series on making you understand how to invest, when to invest, where to invest, even to the extent of how do we need to do our overall financial planning. So we will do that, and we'll continue doing that. There is no second doubt about that.
I think you should not link our webinar with the offer. I think they are not, it's just an ancillary, to be very frank with you. Our webinar is just to educate people, as Mohit has said rightly, and idea is to impart the knowledge. In this country, unfortunately, in 75 years of independence, the one category which continuously lost money in the equity market is the retail investors. And we want to change that trend, unfortunately, because a lot of vested interest by design did not want retail investors to make money. They did not give the service, they did not give the quality of research, they had some different agenda, and due to that, retail investors time and again did not make money, and that's we want to change it. So don't link our offer with the webinar. That's what my request is.
Okay. Picking a question by Mr. Rajiv Wani. He said that Markets Mojo has classified Dr. Reddy's lab as sell, but since then I've seen the script is currently rising. This contradiction gives some amount of discomfort. Can you please explain the basis of classifying this script to sell?
Okay. So, Mr. Jain, am I right?
Rajiv Wani.
Rajiv, basically in our system, we look at 4 parameters: quality, valuation, recent quarterly financial performance, and the technical. Now, it may so happen that in some time, after the company become a sale, the company may move up. But what does it say? If you keep following this, our advice, over a period of time, the company will underperform. And if you look at Rajiv, Dr. Reddy, if you look at it, I don't think it has given any meaningful returns to anyone. I think our sell call. Okay, can I just share the screen if you don't mind? Yeah. If you look at if you look at this company's performance, because of one day 2.17%, you are just making an assumption that this company's sell call is wrong, but that's not the case. If you look at 1 week, it has underperformed. If you look at 1 month, it's underperformed. If you look at 3 months, it's underperformed. If you look at 6 months, it's underperformed. If you look at YTD, it's underperformed. If you look at 1 year, it's underperformed. So I don't understand what is wrong with our sell call. If you are judging something by 1 day price movement, then I'm sorry. No expert in the world. Basically, you can judge by just 1 day movement. I think we are very clear cut that Dr. Reddy will underperform, and that's why we have given a sell call. And if you look at, and we give a detailed reasoning, Mr. Rajiv, if you look at, here we say why it is a sell. And if you are not still convinced, download our research report. Each and every company, we have a very strong reasoning why it is a sell. Okay, and this runs into 15 to 70 pages. There's not some research report that has been done 2 months back or 3 months back. We update this research report on a live basis so that you can come to know why this is sell as of today. Okay, so I think, in fact, on the contrary, you should congratulate us that your call on Dr. Reddy is right, because this company is continuously underperformed, and we continue to. And again, as Mohit rightly said, we keep coming at least thrice in a day to you. Please pick up this question maybe next week, 1 week after, maybe 15 days or 1 month, And we'll again come to, we'll discuss whether Dr. Reddy is outperform or not. I think we are open for that kind of a discussion. I distinctly recollect, I don't know whether this gentleman there on this platform as we speak was questioning our wisdom to have Hindustan Aeronautics as a mojo stock. He said this company is not, and this guy was a little frustrated the way he was asking, and I requested with the folded hand at that point of time. I requested him, and if he's there, he should say yes to us. Now, and Jason, you can say whether this gentleman has said yes or not. We request, please follow our advice in a disciplined manner. There would be a period where our mojo stock may not perform, maybe for 1 week, for 5 days or so and so, but it will outperform. And same HAL, I'm happy to inform you, has started giving a lot of returns. In fact, today when I speak to you, a lot of research houses have started picking up. Today, this company was up by 7%. And if you look at this company's returns now, in last 1 week is up by 22%. And many of you would have remembered when I picked up that question. In last 1 month, 25%, last 3 months, 33%. And that's the power of markets, Mojo. Yes, one day nothing will happen. I'll tell you very frankly. So if you're expecting today, if we say buy, this flip has to go up. And if you say sell today, it has to go down, that will not happen, sir. I will tell you, it may or may not happen. It's not 100% guaranteed. But if you follow our advice in a disciplined manner, eventually it has to play out. That's what our advice to all of you.
Guys, the issue that we face is that we are educating you every day that we are not gods. We are people who've created a system where the chances of winning are much higher than the chances of losing. To an extent that we say that the chances of winning are in excess of 80%, but 20% we are still wrong. I'm telling you openly, 20% we are still wrong. But the thing that happens is that you guys look at things on a very, very short-term basis. आप लोग पैसा नहीं बना पाओगे. I keep telling you this thing, and I am saying this with all my honesty and my heart to you, is that, and I'm trying my best, and Sunil is trying his best out here to make sure that you guys make money. All that we say, हम लोग एक ही चीज बोलते हैं कि please do not apply your emotions in this whole thing. We are not applying, we are giving you the best of our calls. We are certain that these calls sooner or later will pick up. We only tell you one thing, please do not apply your emotions, and please do not say that abhi ye ek stock kyun nahi chala. Because for that one stock, I can give you 80 stocks, 90 stocks that have worked. So that, and Sunil has obviously given this whole rationale on Dr. Reddy's, but I'm saying that there are opportunities that are existent in the market where we are telling you, and we have look at the sequence of the webinars we do with you. We do demos with you of how to look at the product. We do demos on how to optimize your portfolio. We then do how to make a good portfolio, which is a model portfolio. Then I do something which is how to find a multi-bagger, how to plan your financials. I'm today telling you this with open heart, that there is not a single company not in India, in the whole world that does this. That we are coming and trying to change the mindset of the investors. Mat dekhiye, do not see. And I'm telling you, if today I were to come back to you and say that what happened with you last week, I will say, see our performance. See the bounce back that happened. But that is not a claim that I would like to put on the table, because agle hafte change ho sakta hai. It can change, because we can take a defeat someday, we can take a win someday. Overall, we'll win. If you're there for a year, if you're there for 2 years, 3 years, and tell me I'm underperforming, please tell me. Please tell me any investor on this call who's been with us for 2 years who's underperforming. One investor, single investor. That is the claim. That when you talk about, even 2 years is not long term, but when you talk about 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, you're talking about a CAGR. You're not talking about underperformance. You're talking about 45, 50% returns, compounded on a year-on-year basis, money being doubled in 2 to 3 years' time. But in that, there are always a scenario, 10 portfolio mein se 6 chalenge, 4 nahi chalenge. Wo hoga, right? But you have to stay with us in this belief system, and you have to stay with us for 20 years. ये जर्नी 2 साल में क्रिएट नहीं होगी आपके लिए. 80% of our customers are 2-year subscribers. नहीं होगा आपके लिए. because आप आओगे you're tipping your toe in the water. अभी ठंडा है, अभी गर्म है, अभी ऐसा lukewarm है, वो उससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला. You have to be in the water, as many of our investors are today in the water, and that is the reason we keep telling you 10 years give your life, 20 years give your life. You don't have to give your life, you have to just listen to us, na?
Okay, moving forward to the next question. This one particular question by Mr. Shrikant. He says that I am stuck into doing frequent buying and selling when it comes to investment. I really want to avoid this habit. Could you please suggest something?
Invest your money in the model portfolio. If you invest your money in the model portfolio, your frequency of investing or not investing is dependent on the instructions that we give you. Some of you guys have to realize that, like I realize sometimes, that मेरे को ये discipline आ ही नहीं सकता है. Right? Some of you guys feel that I have the discipline. Some of you guys actually have the discipline. Some of you guys actually feel that मेरे को नहीं आ सकता है. Like, you know, you're a very honest person. Today, what the question that you asked is a very honest question, where you're saying that I don't know what to do. You know, frequent buying and selling मेरे से होता है. Now, if you today say that this is my problem, and you come and ask me, this is my problem, Mohit, that मेरे से हो जाता है, what do I do? Right? I would tell you to invest your full money. I'm telling you, invest your money into a model portfolio, because that's where your whole weakness of trying to sell and buy on a day-to-day basis is not going to come into picture, because you have to follow our advice there. मैं अगर आपको 3 महीने बाद एक sell बोलूंगा तो आप करोगे, buy करोगे. That is what you'll do. So in that case where you can't follow the discipline of your own self, invest in a model portfolio, because that's where your discipline doesn't matter, because I am giving you the discipline out there.
Okay. We got this one question from the YouTube chat. Mr. Sunil, yesterday during your interaction with Mr. Saurabh Mukherjee, he mentioned a lot about corporate governance. How does Markets Mojo capture this? Can you throw some light on that?
Yes. So we have a very robust system to capture this corporate governance, and what we do in that sense, that it's not subjective kind of an environment. When you look at the quality parameter, it is a part of our corporate governance. Okay? The quality dot basically try to capture whether this company is good or not, and what do we do that? Okay? The way we have created a financial model structure there, which tries to capture whether this company is doing good or not in terms of corporate governance. So what we do, we look at the related party transaction to sales, just to get an understanding whether this company is there or not. We also look at whether this company has a promoter place, because that's another one concern that investors have. So what's happening? We look at the tax ratio, because the company that makes money, is this company, the profits are genuine or not? Okay. We look at the dividend payout ratio, just to understand whether this is or not. We look at the institute holding, because normally a better participant of institute holding does give them a comfort level whether there is something wrong or not. In fact, I don't know, Mohit has time and again said in many of his webinars, dog did not bark, in one of the company which we did that Vakrangi, that once upon a time Vakrangi was commanding about 50,000 crore the market cap. And not a single mutual fund had taken a stake in that company in Vakrangi, despite it's a 50,000 crore. So we have put this kind of a checks and balance just to see that when we look at the quality of that quality of the company has to be. So we are very proud, I must tell you that, not a single company where there is a smell on the corporate governance, whether proven or unproven, has ever been recommended by Markets Mojo as a Mojo stock. Okay, and if you look at that, we have a very strong history on that. Any company you pick and choose, not a single company has been able to, Market Mojo just said that this is a Mojo stock, and later we found out that there is a serious corporate governance system. So our system, the way we have defined it, just to ensure that we take care of that. And that's one of the reasons we keep saying time and again. Saurabh yesterday said that 80% of the company will not basically satisfy the corporate governance. In our system, you will get only 1% of the stock as a Mojo stock. So our system is so stringent, our criteria are so refined, so distilled, that we'll see that Not a single wrong company comes in your portfolio in terms of the corporate governance. Not only that, we have an overlay on that. Even if we get some smell in terms of news and so on and so forth, we suddenly put a very big note on that, suggesting there is something cooking up this company. Please avoid those kind of a company in our this one. It's clearly defined in a very, very objective manner.
Okay, Mr. Mahindra has this particular thought. He's saying that Markets Mojo is of the view of not having large quantity exposure to microcap due to liquidity issue. So the probability of making big returns in such stocks is very low.
That is true. It's very much true, because see what happens when you enter in a company in microcap. So, I was discussing, someone in the morning webinar raised a question about Bodhi Tree Consulting. I don't know the gentleman is here on this website, on this webinar or not. The total market cap of that company was only 7 crore. 7 crore. 69% or 70% was the promoter. Now, what is the floating stock we are talking about? See, today when you buy, and if you really want to buy a big quantity, you should be able to buy at the price it's available. The moment you try to buy, the script will keep going up. Why? Because demand and supply will keep pushing the prices up and up. And eventually you also want to make exit one fine day, am I right? And when you want to exit, will you be able to sell at that price? The answer is no. Answer is no. So that's why if you look at it, none of our model portfolio will add a micro cap company. The reason is very simple. The moment we add micro cap company, a lot of you people would buy, and the impact cost would move up significantly, always on the buy side also and on the sell side also. So time and again, I have given my thumb rule that at any point of time, you should not put more than 2 to 3% of your, at the max, I'm saying, in a single micro cap company of your portfolio. Even if it is a mojo stock, you should not do that, because you always run into a problem of buying and selling.
Okay. Mr. Ritnik Crypto on the YouTube chat is a bit worried about his investment. He said he's quite new to the market. He invested around 1.5 months back, and he's a bit worried as few stocks have taken a beating, but overall his portfolio is down by around 10.2% in this 1.5 months period. So he wanted just a small brief from you on this.
Sir, I don't think so. You need to worry at all. Markets are not judged, returns are not judged in a month and 2 months' time. This is not something which is to be played the way that it is. If you are a person there are 3 kind of people in the equity market. And I'll tell you today, what is the 3 kind of people in the equity market. Close to 90% of the people are people who come to test. और वो टेस्ट करके कैसे वापस जाते हैं, they will say that अरे यार मैं 3 महीना 4 महीना 5 महीना वेट किया, मेरा पैसा नहीं बना, and I moved out of the markets. I am very unlucky. The day I touch a stock, it goes down. The day I invest, it goes down, right? There is these kind of investors. Then the other kind of investors are people who keep trying to invest in stocks, and they will lose money over a period of time. They will make on an average of 15-16% kind of a return, and they feel that equity markets are great, but they are not that great. Then there is the third category of people, which is typically less than, I would say less than 1% of the investing community. Apna investing community itna bada nahi, but who will say that I'm here to make money. I'm not here to time my money. There is a difference in what I'm saying. I'm here to make money, but I'm not here to say that मेरे को 3 महीने में पैसा चाहिए, 6 महीने में पैसा चाहिए, because I have allocated a certain part of my wealth aside to make me ultra rich. Versus the wealth that you spend on things, buy things and expense out and put your contingencies, buy your insurance, all of that stuff, right? These are the kind of people who have the patience. So there in my base also, if you see in our base also, we have lakhs of investors who are paid investors of Markets Mojo today. Yeah. Only 5% of the investors are typically people who've taken over a 5-year membership. The remaining are in 1 year, 2 year, they're testing the waters. These people who are testing the waters are not going to make money. I also know it. In spite of our genuine efforts to go out there and say that, guys, be there for the long run. So when your portfolio, coming to your query, Jason, make sure that you put a 5-year link, and this time just make sure you put a 5-year link so that people can enroll it 5 times. But coming to your question, is if your portfolio is down in 1 month's time, 10%, it is nothing to worry. It is nothing to worry, because you should tell yourself that, am I here for 1 month or am I here for 10 years? As soon as you answer that question for yourself, all your mental problems will get resolved. All your mental problems will get resolved. You will not think about a 1 month episode, a 10% down episode. You will say that, fine, I'm here now. I'm here, so I'm here now. Right? So that's how you need to think when you're investing in equity markets. If you're investing in any other place where you're trying to count your money on a monthly basis, trust me, your returns in a monthly basis will not be more than 4 or 5%.
Okay. And yeah, so there's one particular question I've seen by a lot of investors. I'll pick this one by Richard. He says that, I wanted to know how exactly do you calculate your returns on the model portfolio, let's say an aggressive one. I've observed that the stocks keep changing on a daily basis. Since this keeps changing, how do you arrive on the absolute final return? Maybe at any given day, you recommended a stock, but it's not there, and suddenly it reappears next time. Therefore, based on the day I invest, I might miss out on some stocks in such short periods, which must have given most returns.
No, so model portfolio returns get calculated on each individual portfolio return. So suppose today you come and create a model portfolio, that return is based on what we have advised you. It's not someone else's a portfolio. We are telling you this is the return that has been made by. So that's not only applied to aggressive. I think you only ask for aggressive. The same logic applies for aggressive, moderate, and the conservative. So it's your portfolio return that we are saying we calculate on that, and we take as a good practice is that. So suppose if you come today, we'll take today's closing price. As a price on which we assume that we have made investment, and we calculate the return based on that. It's a very simple formula that we follow. So each retail investors, those who have come on a website, created model portfolio, their returns would be of what we have recommended you as a portfolio and not someone else's return. That's number one. Number two, now how do we calculate the return? So, we use normally one slide where we say, if you come on any day of the month, and me and Mohit many times keep using that slide as a part of a presentation, but any day of the month, for example, you came in August 2020, any day of the August 2020 you had come, what could be your maximum return? Because our portfolio basically doesn't change for this one day. Okay, it remains the same because our score only undergoes change only at the end of the day. And the lowest return, we give both the range. And ideally, your return should be between the highest and the lowest kind of a return. So this is how we basically calculate for each and every investor. I hope I'm able to answer. If your question is a little different, and if I have understood wrongly, please pardon me then.
Okay, I'll just pick one.
Jason, I want to pick up this question that Sunil has answered beautifully, but I just want to add on to something. The reason I'm trying to add on to Sunil is because I used to run a PMS company. So, hota kya hai, sir, that when we launch a PMS company or a model portfolio, you do 100% of the managers will tell you that mera return 34% CAGR hai, mera return 25% CAGR hai, which means that they calculate their return from the first investor who came to them. Let's assume that I started a company in the year 2005. So 2005 say, I will say 2021, the first client who came made this. But you are a client who came to us in, let's assume 2 months back or 3 months back or 4 months back. Let's assume that you came to us on 1st of Jan of 2021. Now the manager will say that, yeah, I gave 32% CAGR from 15 years, right? And you will say that, but I got a 11% return only in this period, right? So when we looked at this problem, and because I was adapt to this environment because I've ran a PMS company, I said that we will calculate returns from the day the guy comes. If you came on 1st of Jan, your return should be reflective of 1st of Jan ko index kya tha. From you came and you put your money from 1st of Jan, what was the return? So every day we create a unique portfolio index, which means that if you come in today, say 27th of August, We will tell you 27th of August, this was the index, and we will start calculating from there. Forget the history of my return. My average is 44% of CAGR for the last 5.5 years. I will say in your model portfolio, you will see the BSE 500 returns, or you will see the returns from today onwards moving forward, because every portfolio we track separately. So the reason that our system may be a little more evolved than a lot of portfolio managers in the country today is because we don't take the claim of the past year's performance or past 5 years or 10 years performance. We say that this gentleman came in on this particular day. This is the day on which he started. What was the index on this day? Are we beating the index moving forward from this day onwards? That is the difference. And that is the reason that every portfolio in Markets Mojo, we call it as a different portfolio. So 27th का portfolio अलग बनता है, 26th of August का अलग बना था, 25th of August का अलग बनेगा. It is not to say that the portfolio is different. उसका index चालू होता है उस दिन पे. The portfolio may be the same, one company may be up and down, but the portfolio may be the same. But index has to be calculated on that day, because from that day onwards, we are answerable to your returns. Again, what we are trying to do here and what we do here of not trying to claim the past performance and past wins of our performance is to make sure that when you come on the site, you will not see my return as 44% CAGR. You will say, ये मेरा return है, ये मेरा ये आपका return ये है, ये index का return ये था. मैं कभी वहाँ पे in none of your model portfolios, you will see that Markets Mojo's aggressive portfolio has done 44% return. वो presentation में जाता है. That is all in the part of the presentation. Because you came in on a specific day, you will say that Mohit, यहाँ से मेरा return कितना हुआ? That is how we report.
Okay. Just one particular question by Mr. Subhashish. I am a Markets Mojo member for the next 20 years. I just subscribed last month. I have just one portfolio of 40 lakhs at the moment. I'm 54 years, and for the next 7-8 years, I can put in 50 lakhs per month. I'm still not an InfinHub member and would like to know if you suggest to put this 50 lakhs for the next 7-8 years in Markets Mojo and InfinHub. If yes, then how much should I invest in Mojo and how much should I go for InfinHub?
Sir, that question is a very tough question to answer because global investing, see, InfinHub is a global investing platform. According to me, in the next 3 to 5 years, the whole paradigm of investing will change. If you remember in the last, in fact, in 2-3 months, there is a lot of brokers who come out and said that they allow now international investing. Government is looking at it. A lot of broking houses are looking at it. So basically, the international investing arena will open up like this. Now, international investing arena, the way that InfinHub launched out there is again very similar to what we have in India. In fact, India is very evolved in that case because you have at least so many 60-70 brokerage houses who give you some kind of a call out there. Internationally, if you see, there are only transactional houses. They will tell you, ये मेरा transaction engine है, यहाँ पे जाके आप खरीदो बेचो. But there is no advisory out there. Markets Mojo launched InfinHub to give that power of advisory out there. Now, we have today 20 countries that we cover, which covers around 60% of the global market cap. Right? A lot of people say that, yaar, mere ko ye country do, wo country do. We will leave all of that. So there are two things that are going to happen on InfinHub. One is that we will add the remaining 40 countries and be present in every single listed country in the world. The second that will happen is that we'll create global portfolios, which will have a part of India, part of US, part of Argentina, part of Australia. So to make sure that globally, which are the stocks and which are the top 20 stocks across the world that you should invest in, that is the big IP that we are working on right now. So my advice to you would be that, yes, you should be a 10-year, 20-year member, in fact, in InfinHub as well. And you should wait for the next 3 months, 6 months for us to go ahead and launch that feature. Now, the reason I'm saying that you should be a 10-year, 20-year member today is because InfinHub is positioned at around $1,000 a year. Today, we are giving it out at around $399 plus 100 days free, which was not there before, but we have added 100 days free. This $399 will shortly go up to around $600, $700 because internationally, because we are giving research on 20 countries and global portfolios, this will go further up. I would expect in the next 1 year, the price of InfinHub to be at around $1,000 to $1,500, which you are getting today at $399 plus 100 days free. If I were you, I would renew it 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. I would do that to lock myself in. Provided you have trust in what I'm saying. Provided you have trust in what we are saying that yes, we will do this and these are the steps that we will do it with a 1 month delay, with a 2 month delay. But these are the parameters that we are reaching, which is model portfolio and research across the remaining countries. We already covered 60% of the world, and global portfolio. My attraction would be the day InfinHub launches a global portfolio, which says that across the world of 80 countries, which are the top 15 stocks I can invest, top 15 across 80 countries. And then linking it, like we have now started progress of linking InfinHub to global brokers who can you can open an account and you can transact straight away. So once you have broker integration and once you have advisory on these all countries and global portfolios, I think that is one of the most beautiful products you can buy at this price. Is like not even 1/4 of what it's going to be in the next 6 months.
Okay. Jayesh Patel has said that on a lighter side, my investment mantra is invest in model portfolio and transfer all my worries to Dr. Mohit and Mr. Sunilji. Picking the next question. Yash has said that I've received a mail on the assurance benefit. I wanted to know if this benefit would come at an extra premium. Do I need to pay a top up on the 5-year plan? Link in the chat box.
No, you don't need to pay any premium. People who are buying the 5-year plan, the objective of the assurance plan is that we assume that you guys will be there for the next, say, 50, 70 years to make money. But if in an unfortunate situation where something happens to you, if that wealth goes to your family, they will not have the same acumen that you've gathered over a period of time. And that is the reason that we launched the assurance plan. Let me tell you what is the assurance plan. This is applicable to people who have 10-year plus memberships with us, and now people who are buying the 5-year memberships. For people who have 5-year memberships with us, we are saying that this is like an insurance. This is like a term insurance plan. That if anything happens to you, for the next 5 years, we will advise your families. There is a certificate that comes. You have to appoint a nominee on that certificate. You have to say, in case something happens to me, my wife, my son will take care of my wealth and please advise him. And we will advise free of cost, 0 premium, free of cost for the next 5 years. If you take 2 5-year memberships, which is 10 years, then we will advise another 10 years. So we are sitting in 2021. Let's assume I am not a member of Markets Mojo today. I buy the 5-year plan twice. So if I buy 5-year plan twice, because one 5-year plan gives me 6 months free. So 2 5-year plans will give me 1 year free. So I will be a member till 2032 because I've got 11 years. From 2032, if let's assume something happens to me in 2028, still from 2032, 10 years will be added. 2042 tak we will advise your families free. That is what the insurance plan is. So the answer is no, you don't have to pay anything extra as premium. You have to make sure that you are either 5-year plus or 10-year plus, because there are 2 assurance plans, which is 5-year free advisory or 10-year free advisory.
Okay, we got one question by Mr. Sundara. It says that I have a model portfolio of 9 months old. It has nominally decreased the profit during the last week downtrend. I have another model portfolio of 3 months back, and it was down to around 9%. My question is not on the above downtrend. I want to invest some more money after 3 days when my FD matures. In which model portfolio should I add the money? Whether in the 9 months old, whether drawdown is a lesser, or on the new model portfolio?
I think, so I don't know which, are they the same model portfolio or are they different in the sense aggressive, moderate and conservative? I don't have that data with me as we speak. What you should do basically, the portfolio which you have recently created, okay, try to add money in that portfolio, because that's what that depicts your latest liking for that particular kind of risk category. So I would request that you please put money. But if you do in either one, depending upon your risk profile, eventually all the portfolio, suppose if you have created both aggressive, one 6 months back and one a couple of weeks back, eventually both the portfolio would look like similar. Because why? Because we'll pick up the best company which is available as of today. But as the time passes, the master list will remain more or less same, and eventually both will remain the same. So you can pick and choose. But if it is a different portfolio, aggressive one and other one is a moderate, then I will seriously request you which category you want to put more money into. If you want to put more money into moderate, then please choose moderate as a category. If you want to choose aggressive as a category, please put that. Otherwise, my first preference would be definitely both are same, the latest one, which you are want to put in.
Guys, I have a very interesting experience today, personal experience that I want to share with you. So I had invested around 50 odd lakhs in our aggressive portfolio. I think last week I invested, and today I wanted to invest the next 50. So I wanted to invest another 50 lakhs. I'm sharing this with you because you are our members. So it's not a question of hiding anything from you. And today I felt what you guys go through. I must tell you that today I felt what you guys go through, because I transferred money from my internet banking to the broking account. I looked at the portfolio. I said, "Arey yaar, ye 3 din se sab upar ja raha hai." One day of relief I should get. So, what I'm trying to say is that we may come here on this panel, tell you a lot of things, but we also go through the same set of challenges. We go through the same set of questions that you guys go through. We are not here to try and say that we won the war. We are today trying to only tell you that we are in the war with you. So today I invested that 50. I said, I don't care. If I am going in the evening on the webinar and claiming and saying things that, you don't look at short term when you're looking at long term, you have to follow it with the example. I don't have to give you this example today. But today I put in that. I said, irrespective of last 3 days where the portfolios are up, and I can wait till Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday next week to make sure market comes down 0.5% where I can put in. I decided that I will put in today. So you have to practice what you preach, and then you preach. So all I'm saying is that your worries and my worries are the same. Your concerns and my concerns are the same. We are in the same boat, right? Whatever experiences that I have had or Sunil has had in the last 25, 30 years, we are vulnerable for a day or two to fall in it. But more than that, trust us, we will not. We will recover very fast. It's not that we don't do mistakes. We do mistakes. We do big mistakes. But our recovery is very high.
Okay. I think, Jason, I think there is a update on what has happened with Jerome Powell. I think he said that he will be doing this unwinding of a bond buying program in 2021. I don't think he has given a time frame yet. Neither he has given any kind of the quantum that is going to start unwinding with. So that is the status quo, because I believe someone in the beginning of this webinar did ask, and now we do have an update on that. So I thought, let me just say with each one of you. The US market, after this statement has been made, has gone up, has not gone down. In other words, I don't think people are worried about taper tantrum as a factor. And that very much in sync with what I made a presentation last Monday, suggesting that this time taper tantrum is not going to make any negative impact the market sentiment. And I think that's what today's market movement also suggests.
Okay, moving forward, a question by Farad. Hi Mohit, thank you for being there for us through thick and thin. I have subscribed to Mojo till 2038 and also taken an InfinHub subscription. I have a few queries regarding InfinHub. When are you introducing an Australian and New Zealand market portfolio? Most of the countries I see also do not have a portfolio for countries like Netherlands. And also, will your HNI product include InfinHub features?
Okay, so Australia, New Zealand will get added in 2 months' time. You're right when you're saying that some of the countries do not have a model portfolio. We are in the next 1 month making sure that all the countries that are live today on Markets Mojo, on InfinHub, will have a model portfolio. So that is something that will happen in a month's time. The answer to the HNI portfolio is no. Currently, we are starting the HNI portfolio, and our HNI portfolio is shaping up so well. That you can't imagine. It is coming out in the next 1 month's time. It will not have international to start with, but it will have such a powerful philosophy on the Indian markets that I would be really happy to introduce the whole HNI platform to you. That is something that will happen in the next 1 month. So I hope I answered all three questions of yours.
Okay. I'll pick this one question by Jagdeep Singh Ahuja. He says that he started his model portfolio on 12th August with stands around a negative of minus 2.5%. Whereas on 11th August, UTI AMC Mojo stock was added, which gave 14% return till date. Then in what sense is it of investing in a model portfolio when we can invest in a stock which is giving a higher return?
That you are picking up one company and basically saying that, what has worked in last 15 days, if you are very confident that's going to work going forward also, you can do that. I wish that formula could have been used by each and every renowned investors in the world. Then they would have picked up one company and they would not have taken a model portfolio as a portfolio, as a concept. If you look at Warren Buffett, whether you look at Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, whether Ramdev Agarwal, or Saurabh Mukherjee, I think, yes, in hindsight, what we are saying is right. But then one company portfolio will never make, because it's going to make your portfolio very little volatile. Number one. Number two, you must know for sure that company that you are getting into is only going to go up. Today, after 15, 16 days, that one of our Mojo stock, UTI AMC, did well. But did you know that on 12th August, that on 27th August, when I will discuss about it, this clip would be up by 15%. So, sir, we again request, and Mohit and me time and again request everyone, it's in your interest, we are requesting you. Please take model portfolio approach. Why it is that? Because some company will do well, some company will not do well. What matter to you as an investor is the money that you are making from the equity as an assets class. And if that journey is positive, you should feel happy about it. That's what we say. But if you think that you have a comfortable investing in one simple company, I can tell you with confidence, based on my experience, in next couple of months, you would come and tell me, yes, we were right. I did a single stock approach and somewhere I am losing money in the market.
सर मुझे भी आज बता दो कौन सी ऐसी कंपनी अगले 15 दिन में जो ऐसे बढ़ जाएगी मैं फालतू में अपने मॉडल पोर्टफोलियो में इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूं. I need to know also. Sunil also needs to know. We all need to know. In fact, we should make you a part of the webinar. We all need to know. My 1,000 people on the webinar needs to know. So it's a wo jo historical is historical, sir. What is going to know what? If you can today tell me that Mohit, invest in this one company and sell Markets Mojo and put everything in this one company and it will become so much, I would do it. Tell me, sir.
I'll put 1 crore immediately.
I will also put 1 crore immediately. Sunil.
Good.
Abhishek is saying I'll cargo.
Okay.
हमारी कंपनी हमें बता रहा है अभिषेक.
Okay. Question by Sunil. He wants to know that you said you added some amount in the model portfolio. He wants to know whether you added in an existing portfolio or you created a new model portfolio.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Existing portfolio.
Okay. Sachin has this particular strategy. He doesn't know if it would work. He's saying, is it a good option to put equal amount in all Mojo stocks and exit as you exit?
Sir, the only worry, I don't know how are you going to manage when the script goes up, okay, and then you need to reinvest that amount. How would you basically adjust that? Because your portfolio, some would have gone up, some would have gone down. Then how would you adjust that? Number one. Number two, it's easy to say, yeah, I will do this kind of a strategy. But in real life, it becomes practically impossible. Why? Because your human emotions will come up. Someday you will hear someone in the TV channel, oh, this company is going to go up. Let me not get out of that company. Or you may get tempted to invest in some company more because you happen to read some article or something other thing which makes you believe that a company chalega. I think it's easy to say that yes, I'll follow this strategy. It's extremely difficult to follow in a real life. And if you think that you can do that, please go ahead and do that, provided you are investing in a Mojo stock. But let me tell you again one more caveat. It's not easy to do it in a real life. I must tell you that. It's like someone telling me I'll always in a company when the script is low, and I'll always sell when the script goes up at the highest price. It's not practically possible.
Okay. Question by Suhail. Hi team. I have been an investor using model portfolio over a year now and I've seen good results so far. However, there are certain sectors that I do not wish to invest in, such as alcohol, beverages, banking. How can I manage this in the model portfolio today? Is it possible?
I think you want to follow a Sharia compliant kind of a scenario. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any product that meets the need of a Sharia compliant. So what you can do is basically just follow our advice in the same manner we are asking you to follow. Do not invest on those companies which are not you are comfortable investing in terms of Sharia compliance. The rest of the stock you can definitely invest. Now the question would come, then what do I do with the balance amount? Am I right? Because we would have asked you to invest, for example, 10 lakhs. Now only 6 companies basically meet your compliance, or you would be able to invest only 6 lakhs. Balance 4 lakhs, you would remain with that. Stay into our Mojo stock, and those stocks basically which meet your Sharia compliant. Okay, you please put that money in that balance amount, and as and when the script goes below 60 as a score, and if the script is trending down, maybe you then decide to exit from that. I think that's the only way I can suggest you. But we have been getting a lot of requests from investors like you on a Sharia compliant, not only on India, but also on the Infin Hub. And we are aware about your need. We are working on it, but right now we don't have a timeline that we can tell you, okay, 2 months down the line, we'll have a Sharia compliant, or 3 months down the line, we'll have a Sharia compliant. We are working on it, but we don't have any time frame as such that we can reply you with a lot of confidence as we speak.
There is a lot of questions, Sunil, that are coming on the HNI portfolio. I'll tell you what we're doing on the HNI portfolio, guys. Let me just spend 2 minutes on the whole HNI product. HNI portfolio will be approximately 50 lakhs plus. So that answers a lot of your queries. It would, as I said, approximate because we're defining the amounts out there. So that's answer number 1. The difference in the HNI portfolio is that it would invest in a certain number of stocks, say 10 to 20 odd stocks, but it would do the concept of selling a stock, even if it is a Mojo stock. It would do the concept of upward averaging, as I always keep telling you. It would consider 7-8 steps of the philosophy that we are running, which is the multi-bagger philosophy in it. And it would create a portfolio that would go from 20 stocks, but it can also come to 2 stocks. Are you listening what I'm saying? It can go to 20 stocks, but it can also come to 2-3 stocks. A portfolio can be even 3 stocks. A portfolio can be 20 stocks. A portfolio which is 20 stocks can also become 2 stocks, 3 stocks, right? So there would be no market cap limitations on it. It can go to fully small caps, go to fully large caps. There would be no sectoral allocation barriers to it. There would be no single stock barriers to it. So it will be a free flow portfolio. The reason that we are putting this as a 50 lakh plus kind of a thing is because we want only the investors who understand the risk behind this whole strategy to subscribe to this particular one. Now, HNI product will be a separate site. It will be a Markets Mojo HNI. We will brand this as a separate site. It is not a part of Mojo Professional, but all Mojo Professional current subscribers who will want to be a part of HNI will have their 1-year fees in a way that they are paid to become a Mojo Professional subscriber, in a way offset 100% or 50% to take that product. I hope I've answered Murali, I've answered you as well. I've answered all you guys. So that is the whole construct of the HNI product.
Okay, Mit, one small request coming by Vishal. He says that I recently subscribed for 2 years and now want to have an additional 2 years, but I can have it on Monday, that's 30th August, as there's a credit coming in my account on Monday. So request you to send me a link separately on my ID. Is that possible, please?
Yeah, Jason, note this down because we may be closing this offer in a day or two, but note this down and please send him the offer on Monday. That's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we've got this one particular question. This is by Mr. Shivam Shukla from the YouTube chat. Is that I've taken a long-term subscription, but wanted to know that when would the limit of 1 crore be removed from model portfolio? Is it possible to have a no-limit model portfolio?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. You're very right. I'm trying to do that to make sure that we take immediately this 1 crore limit to a 5 crore kind of a limit. I've already started discussions internally. I will shortly get back to you. Give me a couple of weeks time and we will get back to you on the upward limit of 1 crore on the portfolios.
Okay. One question by Vikram Agarwal. Hi, Sunil and Mohit. I created a model portfolio on July 27th and didn't invest the amount. Now the portfolio is down by 7%. Should I invest in that portfolio to create alpha?
Sorry, so why would just delete that portfolio and create a new portfolio? You don't invest in if you've not invested in that portfolio, you just created a portfolio. Delete that portfolio because it doesn't matter because you've not invested. So your money is not gone down by 7%. So you delete that portfolio, create a new portfolio as of today.
Okay. This question by Girish Kumar. He says that I need to invest 5 lakhs in the US equity. I thought the mutual fund approach is better. I found on site what ICICI Pru US Blue Chip Equity Fund is best at the moment. Shall I proceed? Do you have any recommended strategy for this?
No, I don't have any recommended strategy on the US portfolio for a fund structure. I would only say that before you decide that, go to infinhub.com, look at the US model portfolio and look at the returns that we've given out there. You can put in the amount and you can look at the returns that we've given out there. And after you see the return and compare the return of the fund that you're talking about, then you take a call.
Okay. Question by Mr. Vincent Mendonca. All Mojo stocks that have come under the ASM list have started underperforming. What's the way out here?
So I'm not very sure when you say that all the company which came under ASM are trending down. I think normally the stocks which come under ASM are the companies from the mid and small cap. Am I right? And though the complete sentiments on a mid and small cap came under some amount of went a little soft. Some people wanted to book profit. Some people were a little concerned about what's going to happen to the taper tantrum, so on and so forth. And that's what happened. But it's just that it's a temporary phenomenon. If at all that has happened, and not all companies would have happened with all Mojo stocks which are under ASM. That's one. Number two, I think ASM per se is not bad actually. If you look at it, what ASM suggests is that what ASM tells you that this the exchange and the SEBI, you should look at positively. The company which is under ASM, that means there cannot be any speculative element that can happen with that company in ASM category. Why? Because either you need to take more margin, number one. Number two, whenever you buy, you need to the delivery of that company, and whenever you sell, you need to give the delivery of that company. On the contrary, if you ask me, ASM companies are the safest to invest for the very simple reason because exchanges have put such a kind of terms and conditions where the speculative element has gone out. In other words, those who are buying, they are buying because they genuinely believe this company will do well, and that's why they're buying in this company, not because they want to do intraday and do the speculative element. So look at that way. But having said that, ASM per se, there is nothing that the exchange or the SEBI is doing some kind of an investigation and hence they put this company under surveillance. It's not that kind of. Just to control the volatility in that company, they've done that.
Okay. Yeah, moving forward, this question by an anonymous attendee. I have made losses in the last 3 or more stocks I've picked. Even now, I book losses. Is this that I'm unlucky in the market or I don't know the process of investing? Whatever stock I pick, it goes down very next day. You can see how unlucky I am in my portfolio. You won't believe my friends and family circle will not invest in the stock of which I have made position. I have acknowledged that I'm a panauti, unlucky for myself and for others too. Not a big investor, but made a loss of 2 lakhs now.
You think you are a Panauti with a 2 lakhs and you can take the markets down, you are highly mistaken. You're not following a process. You have to understand where you can improve yourself rather than say that I will never invest in markets or my family will not invest because I touch things and it turns into dust. I don't even know whether you're a Markets Mojo subscriber or not. But if you're a Markets Mojo subscriber, and if in the last 3 months you've not made money, I will be highly surprised. I can talk about some guys in August who came who've not made money, but I can tell you with guarantee that if you had come in the month of, say, June and 1st of June, and you had invested in a model portfolio, you would have turned your Panauti to good luck with your family. The thing is, you're trying to take your own calls. And if you're taking your own calls, my friend, wish you all the very best.
Okay. In fact, I was just laughing because when he said his Panauti, I think my dear friend, remember, Mohit has rightly said that 2 lakh अगर आप market गिरा सकते हो, तो फिर तो बहुत अच्छी बात है ना. In fact, use that as an analogy. Ask your family and friends to short sell that company because अगर आप लेते हो, वो गिरती है, let them make more money because the script is going to go down. That also can be used Panauti as a way to make money.
Fully agree. Sunil, अगर अपने को पता लग जाए अपन Panauti, तो अपने Panauti से भी पैसा बना सकते हैं ना. Because if we come to know whatever we touch, she loses, the stock goes down, then we'll go short on that. No? So, my friend, you are just following the wrong approach. That's all. Otherwise, if you today know that you have a black hand or a golden hand, even if you know black hand, you will be the richest person in the world. It's the only thing here is finding the right broker who gives you that margin which SEBI doesn't allow anymore, but you still will be the richest man in the world.
Okay. So one question by Neha. She's saying that regarding HAL, I bought it when it entered the Mojo list, but in between it went to hold near the 60s. So I exited, and unfortunately the next day it started climbing the ladder again. Can I buy it at the current price now?
Neha, I don't know. This is wrong actually. HL has been in a Mojo stock for almost 6 months or more than 6 months. So I don't think after it's becoming a Mojo stock, it went out. So the moment script goes as a whole, it's no longer a Mojo stock. I don't think that has happened. Neha, I think you are making some mistake either with the company name or something else. HL has not gone out let me just go to the website if you don't mind. I can take you to the HAL. It has been a Mojo stock for 6 months and 11 days. Ma'am, I don't think it has ever, and yes, it's continued to remain a buy as we speak. In fact, the same, I also sometimes surprise and I sometimes also wonder, sometimes the same company doesn't do well. You people put us under, complete खतरे में लगा के खड़ा कर दे तो अरे ये company चला ही नहीं है. And when we tell you to please have patience, sometimes
Sunil, a lot of guys are saying it came to 65 and I sold. Now those are your personal calls. You take your personal.
Wait, 1 minute. If the company's score goes down to 65, then it cannot be a Mojo stock. Mohit, it would have gone out of a Mojo stock.
Right. What is the score right now? Sorry, I'm on a mobile right now. I can't.
No, it says it's a Mojo stock since 6 months and 11 days.
Then it has not come to 65.
Yeah, it's not come to 670 right now. It is a Mojo stock. So that's why I'm saying either you're making mistake with the company name or there is something else. It has never become a score has not gone down to 65.
No, but I think a lot of investors. I can't see, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm on a mobile right now today, but a lot of investors are saying it did come to a 65. So we'll check that out.
We'll check it out. If that is
we'll check it out. If you guys feel that it became 65 once for a day, Yogesh is saying that, Kumar is saying that, Neha is saying, I'm very sure. Badri is saying immediately next day. Neha is again saying, so Badri, yeah. So we'll figure it out. Guys, we'll figure it out. But but Neha, I'm going to ask you something. That who's told you that as soon as the stock is not a Mojo stock, you sell it? आपको मैंने golden formula दिया हुआ है कि that let the score touch a 60, na? Even if the score touches 60 and you get out, I can understand. But otherwise, don't think that what is the rationale of a Mojo stock? A rationale of a Mojo stock is that it is a list of the top 1% approximately stocks in the market. अभी क्या होता है कि मैं आपको बताऊं 4,000 stocks हैं और maybe 2,000 actively traded हैं. Let's assume that the Mojo stock is a list of 75 stocks. HUL becomes 76 for a day. Out of 2,000, we have given you a list of say 70 stocks or 75 stocks. HUL becomes 76 for a day. Even if that has become, we'll check that out. It doesn't mean it's a sell. Please don't do that. It doesn't mean it's a sell. At least keep a mental. I've always told you that my mental figure is a 60 or a 50. 50 भी छोड़िए. अगर आपको बहुत strict mental figure रखना है तो आप 60 का रखिए. You will not go wrong there. Trust me, you will not go wrong if you keep a mental figure of 60, whether it is a Mojo stock or it is not. You will say that I have hold it because वो क्या होता है कि boundary के इधर उधर shift होता है stock.
Okay.
I think again classical mistake which Mohit and we keep saying that please remove your human emotions, because I think this is the biggest enemy for the investors to take a call. And if you do that, you would not have made this mistake, of getting out of the company. And see, remember, we do hold HL in our model portfolio. We did not ask anyone to get out of the company. Assume that what you are saying is right. Of course, I'm going to investigate now. When you are saying it went to 65, then I'll definitely investigate. But please remember, follow our advice in a very disciplined manner. That's what I've been telling time and again. And in hindsight, you will always realize if you have not followed, you would basically lose money in the equity.
Yeah, and the main question by Nia is that should I invest now in HL?
Yes, I said yes to her. Definitely, it's a buy in our system. The script is going up, and I did say that yes, you can definitely buy Neha. If you look at some of the corporate events that take place with HL, is extremely positive. It's extremely positive, and it's one of the reasons the script is doing well.
Okay. Yeah, this one particular question by Mr. Ashish Varghese. He says that I'm a 15-year Mojo member. My target is to get the returns of around 10 crores in 8 to 10 years. Could you help me understand how much should I invest now and whether I should only stick with a model portfolio approach?
No, Jason, if you don't mind, can you just repeat? Sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, he says that he is a 15-year Markets Mojo member and has a target of getting a 10 crore investment or surplus at the end. He says I have an investment period of 8 to 10 years. He wants to know how much he can invest now and whether he should invest only in the model portfolio.
So if you ask me, yes, you should invest only in the model portfolio. Now to that, your aim to get 10 crore as a what we call the maturity value at the end of that period. I think what you should do on an average, I keep telling investors that the most conservative estimate you should keep it is 12 to 13% CAGR return. So look, that you have the terminal value of 10 crore. Now come to that, keep in an Excel sheet, keep calculating that whatever amount you're investing, you'll get CAGR of 10 to 11% every year till such time you come to the 10 crore. And that calculation will help you understand what should be the amount I should invest today that will become 10 crore as my terminal value at the end of 10 years. Of course, someone would say 14, 15%. Someone would say, I'm saying conservative, you should put 12 to 13%. That's what I'm saying.
I would say if you're looking at a 12 to 15% kind of a number, then you should be looking at around principal invested amount of around, if your period is 10 years, you should be looking at around 3 crores will go in your principal amount to achieve a 10 crore kind of a target. Having said that, the 3 crores should not be invested over a 10-year period. But if you can invest, the sooner you invest that, the better it is. But on a 10-year basis, on a 10-15-year basis, at a 10-15% kind of a CAGR, a 3 to 4 crore amount will give you that kind of a return.
Okay, Mr. Sunil, a question for you. A few of the investors want to know about these two stocks. It's taken a slight beating, which is Tata Steel Long and Tata Metallics. Markets Mojo continues to hold the stock with confidence. Do you have any rationale and should we hold the same?
Yes, definitely. You please continue to hold. If you look at, in fact, someone day before yesterday wrote on my Twitter saying that China is going to reduce production of steel, and he concluded that's very wrong for the sector. On the contrary, it's very good for the sector. Why? Because if the China's supplies comes down, what happens? The demand is more, supply comes down, the price goes up. It's not negative, it's positive. So Tata Metallics and Tata Steel Long Products, they are going to get merged. I'm waiting for the record date to come. And what would happen? Tata Metallics will eventually get merged into Tata Steel Long Products, and the ratio has also been announced. Okay, so you just continue to hold both Tata Steel Long Products as well as Tata Steel Metallics. They are good company coming from Tata Group company. Both have given very robust guidance in terms of their outlook. Even if you look at the what's happening in the globally in terms of the price movement, I think does give that feeling that these two companies will continue to create a lot of wealth for the investors, and that's why they are mojo stock. Please don't bring any human emotion there again. Please follow our advice in a very disciplined manner.
Okay. One question by Utkarsh. I've not been able to take it up. Hi, this is the second time I'm asking the question. I have a 2 years Mojo subscription of 19,999. If I take the additional 5 years today, then what would be the tenure? Would it remain to 5 years or increase to 7?
7 years and 6 months. So your 2 year subscription, plus 5 years plus 6 months free. It will become 7 years and 6 months. It will, whatever you take today will keep adding on to your current date at which you're expiring your Mojo subscription. It will add on to that. In your case, if you already have a 2 year subscription and you buy a 5 year today, 5 year comes with the 6 months free. It will become 7 years and 6 months free, 7.5 years.
Okay, so I hope this answers the question of a lot of investors. Moving on to the next question. This is by Kummi Bharti. GNFC is out of Mojo. And a
lot of investors want to see your face, Jason. They want to beat you up. They want to beat you because you don't take their questions. They really want to see who is this Jason who decides the fate of every question. Yeah.
I try to pick up all the questions. Yeah.
Next time I suggest that Jason, you have to show your face. I know that you must be lying down on the bed and not showing your face, but
yeah, that's why I thought.
Yeah. So next time you come dressed, properly shaved and show your face. Huh?
Sure.
Yeah.
So this one question by Kummi Bharti is that GNFC is out of Mojo and I've got a sell call from the model portfolio as well. The score is currently around 60 to 70. Can I exit in such a case?
Can I exit
in such a case? The score is between 60 to 70, but I got a sell call from model portfolio.
Yes, definitely, sir. See, that's why we say so there are two ways. Okay, there are model portfolio. Model portfolio will tell you what to buy, how much to buy, and when to exit. Okay, and you need to follow that exit in a very disciplined manner. And once you exit, we also tell you what you should be buying in the model portfolio. When it comes to individual score, that company may be in hold, and you can continue to hold because the choice is yours, because that's not a part of what. If it's not part of your model portfolio, you may continue to hold. That's your choice. But investment committee has taken a view that this company will not do well going forward, and hence we are asking you to move to a better company where the probability of the company that you are replacing with will give you better capital allocation. That's why GNFC moved out. Just to answer your question, yes, you should get out of GNFC, and please, we would also send you another company as per your portfolio construct, new company to buy. Please buy that company.
Okay, I'll just pick this one question by Mr. Mahesh Torani. He says that when are you launching mutual funds portfolio in Infinity? Is it down the line?
Yes, it is down the line. Mutual fund model portfolios should be coming up in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So is the technical product, and so is the HNI product. 3 launches are coming up, guys, which is the HNI product, the technical product, and the mutual fund model portfolios in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So I must mention out here is that the technical product will increase the price on the side by 5 to 10,000. Every product, we are launching around 2-3 products. If you're buying today, you're extending today with 2-year or 5-year offer, the technical product for that amount of time will be free to you. The model portfolios will be free to you. HNI product, as I said, will be a separate product. It will be, separately charged company, separately charged product. But if you want the technical product and the mutual fund model portfolios, please make sure that you extend your subscription to as long as possible. Our promise, and I'm saying this in a very loud voice, our promise out here is that in Markets Mojo Professional, for my members who are members till 2038, 40, Markets Mojo, whatever does under professional will be free to you guys. Technical product, we may do a broking integration. For all you know, I'm not speculating, for all you know, we may give you broking facilities with the credit that you've already paid us, so that your broking itself is free. For all these features, you need to make sure that you're a long-term member. We will give all these facilities to all our long-term members. So Jason, put the 2-year and the 5-year link out there. I also have an announcement to make that t-shirts are in print. So we have to print lakhs of t-shirts to send it across to you guys. You will get a mail to finally give your sizes and all that stuff. But next week onwards, we will start sending across the Markets Mojo t-shirts. I know you envy me and Sunil a lot seeing this logo out here. I would like to catch you someday on an airport or in a shopping mall or somewhere to make sure that we both are wearing the same. I only wear this t-shirt wherever I go out. So the Markets Mojo t-shirts will be sent across to you very soon. Next week, you will all get a email saying, asking about your size. People who don't respond will not get it. अभी इसमें हमारा कॉस्ट सेविंग हो जाएगा, बिकॉज अगर आप नई मेल खोलोगे, नहीं रिस्पॉन्ड करोगे तो हम नहीं भेजेंगे उसको. सो ओनली पीपल हु ऑप्ट फॉर आस्किंग फॉर इट विल गेट इट, अदरवाइज यू विल नॉट गेट इट. बट इट इज एन ऑप्शन दैट विल गो टू ऑल द यूजर्स in the next week. So the t-shirts are on we have to print lakhs of t-shirts, guys. So we will mail that across to you. My promise to all my international users was that I will not care about the courier cost. We will send it to all the international users as well. So that will also come to you guys. But make sure that the 2-year and the 5-year membership, which is ending now, is not something that you miss. Isko miss nahi kariye aap, because this is something that will go away and then you will not get this benefit. And this benefit is only available on this webinar link. It's not available on the site. Don't go and look at on the site. If you have to renew from the link that Jason sends it. He is the guy who gives the biggest discount, not me or Sunil. Jason ka link is the most valuable link on the site.
And I can see a few investors saying that send me the link on email. So I'll also send all 3 links on the email as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it with the Q&A section.
Thanks a lot, guys. Lovely talking to all of you. And we have, Jason, can you announce the webinars for tomorrow, please?
Yeah, so we have an upcoming webinar tomorrow, which is for a Mojo Professional user itself. We normally, every day which stocks come in the list of our Mojo top list, we explain it to our Mojo Professional users only. So if you're a Mojo Professional user, you'll receive an invite for tomorrow's exclusive morning event. And there'll also be an event in the evening of our Power Series. I think we were doing BSE, a small and mid cap analysis on the current market scenario. So there'll be an invite for that going out as well tomorrow. So yeah, thank you to each and everyone. Goodbye. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.